Hey, it's Michele Replogle, Coldwell Banker Realty. Have you ever had somebody just call you and say, I was supposed to call you with an update, but I don't have an update, but I'm calling you because I told you I'd call you? Well, that is this week's market update. I don't really have a lot of news. Really, not much has been going on. It seems to just kind of be at a stalemate, which is interesting. So, for the last 2 years, January just took off like a rocket, continued pretty crazy upstream till about May. And that's usually when school transitions from, going out of school to vacations and other summer activities. Let's not count 2020, but 2021 looked about like that. People started getting back into, having family get-togethers and parties and started to be more social and travel. So we did see a dip last summer. Yet it started, January 1st just took off like a shot. This year, January 1st was crickets. It's okay. Really, as I've been doing this over the years, January was typically kind of a testing month, and a few people would put their listings on and just kind of test the market, or they were just ready to go and be done. So, January, we've decided this is our year. We're moving on, and market be darned. We just don't care about the market. We're ready to go. Then you have the people that were like, well, I think that the spring market is more in March and April and we want to wait, or we've decided to do some more repairs. We're seeing what the neighbor got and we've decided that we want to do more work on the house. So January, we made the decision this is the year to sell, but we're going to wait a little bit. And then there's the other people that say, oh, no, this is the year I want to sell. I do want to sell in the spring. I know that prices are the best. And I'll be ready February or March. I've had a lot of that over the years. And it's really funny because in the real estate community, we talk about how it's like after the Super Bowl. But the Super Bowl has kind of become a moving target. It used to be in January, and then it used to be, I think it was like right at the beginning of February. Now we're moving into mid-February, and at first they weren't even sure if they were going to have it. So, it's kind of interesting, but what I can tell you right now is I still think the spring is going to be super hot, super busy, very active. Yet I think we're going to get started a little bit more like we normally do, and that's kind of pick up after the Super Bowl. Now, keep in mind, the weather does play into how many listings come on versus how many are planned to come on. So, for instance, if somebody says, I'm going to list my house March 1st, and we have these huge rainstorms, well, you may not see that house come on until March or, mid-March. And, or they may just wait another month for things to dry out, and maybe it brought up some work that they needed to do. So what I'm saying is I really think we're looking like a regular market. I think there's a lot of people that are just going to treat this year like more of a normal year in how they behave in real estate. With that said, I'll give you some statistics and I will let you go. So for Santa Cruz County, February 1st, for single family listings, we have new listings 45. So we're up 11, which is awesome. Price reductions 6. Interesting. So that could be people thought, I thought I was going to get this price and I'm lowering it. Or maybe they've been on for a while and they want to take advantage of, the buyers that are out there. Because what happens in a very tight inventory market like we are, it becomes scorched earth for inventory and people just buy up everything. The houses that needed a lot of work, the houses that weren't in the best location, that stuff just sells. But not everything sells, and pricing is an indicator of what's going to happen to your listing based on location and condition. So if you price it too high, but you didn't have those other things, you might wait a little bit for your buyer, but I can tell you your buyer is going to come. Pending and contingent, remember that's under contract. We had 28 last week. We have 36. So we're starting to see it move up a little bit. Transaction canceled 2 for this week. That's good. Actually, I always think that's a good indicator that there's activity going on. Even if somebody's had their sale canceled, it sucks. But it does mean there's activity going on. 31 sold. Wow. Okay. So February 1st, if you think about that, that's probably chewing through the end of December with holidays kind of moving that closing date into January, and then it would close at the end of January. Expired and canceled 3, last week 4, this week. That's not a whole lot. Active inventory 109. That's kind of scary. I think we were a little bit higher last year at this time. Yet, keep in mind, if it's starting to look like a normal market, these numbers are not too terribly bad. If you stayed through the whole video, good for you, because I'm going to tell you a secret. So when we talk about buyers and sellers markets, we need to keep in perspective of what is going on for each buyer and seller. So for the last couple of years, it has been deemed a seller's market. Yeah, why? Well, they can put anything on the market, stuff that needs work, sewer lateral, that cost gets passed on to the buyer. And the buyer goes, oh, I'm paying these high prices and I have to do all the work on the house. Well, if they bought 2 years ago, you've already made money. And the seller actually lost money, right? Because they could have gotten more 2 years later. So is it a buyer's market or is it a seller's market? I think that those ideas of being a buyer's and a seller's market, I think that those are ways to almost pinhole buyers and sellers into little squares of what they should be and when they should be performing. And I think that they are disingenuous because you move when it's good for you. You buy when it's good for you. You sell when it's good for you. And if you can, keep your blinders on. If you can afford that house and you like it and you want to live in the Santa Cruz County, you buy it. If you don't want to live in Santa Cruz County, and now is your time, especially because the area that you're looking into is going up, then it is your market. So either way, I would probably say stay away from those ideas of seller's markets and buyer's market. You buy and sell when it's good for you, and I will make it happen. Please like, share, comment, subscribe, please, and let me know how I can help you. Thanks.